Good morning, guys. I hope everyone had a fun, safe, happy Labor Day weekend. Um, I spent my Labor Day, what did I see? Friday I went out to look at Star Wars stuff. Saturday I went out to look at Star Wars stuff. Sunday I went to church. Good girl. Monday I stayed home and did laundry and chores. So on Labor Day I was actually doing labor, for I guess you could say. I gotta clean my camera. It's smudgy. Yeah, so my Labor Day was Star Wars and work. Not actual work, so yeah. Thank you to Pokey Han who commented on my last video. Yeah, he said last year they released a lot more stuff. Last year I did not go out and do Force Friday because I actually had to work all weekend and I didn't even really know that was happening. So, yeah, last time there was a Force Friday, I had no clue what was happening. So, and I was working, so I wouldn't have been able to go out anyway. But I did this weekend. I got the Princess Leia book, which is awesome. I did not get Rebels, which is kind of sad. My mission is still uncompleted. But coming home Saturday, disappointed and sad about not getting the Rebels Blu-ray. All that was blown out the window when I go to sit down and watch The Gardeners and Binghams, which I did link to in my last video. And had my lunch in the microwave. That's what I do when I eat. I watch these videos, and I was like, oh, I'll just watch them, and then turn on my YouTube because I use my Blu-ray to watch videos most of the time. And 21 minutes ago, Star Wars Rebels Season 4 Trailer 2. Yeah, that more than made up for the disappointment of not getting the Season 3 Blu-ray. I was floored, and as you guys can tell by watching my reaction, I wasn't sure what to feel. It was such an awesome trailer. It was so cool. There was so much stuff. I mean, it was 3 minutes. Over 3 minutes. And that's just the first half of the season. So it was so amazing. It was so awesome. I mean, seeing Saw challenge our rebels, the Ghost, to whether they're going to stick with Mon Mothma and her kind of slow and steady approach to getting this rebellion off the ground, or if they're going to join him and be literally a violent insurgent who honestly doesn't really care who gets caught in the crossfires, just as long as the Empire gets the message that we're not going to be stomped on. I mean, then to hear Ezra and Kanan, the Jedi themselves, doubt that they are picking the right path for themselves. It's not raining. I'm getting dripped on by the trees. I mean, that flows to me. And the opening line of the trailer of Ezra after he wakes up is, let's see if I can remember this right. Loth rat, loth cat, loth wolf run, pick a path and all is done. I heard that in my mind. I went all the way back to the first season because that's the first time we ever hear that, is when Ezra goes to get his Kyber crystal for his lightsaber. You know, he's standing there trying to pick which path to go down, and that's the one he uses. It's their version of eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And to hear Ezra say that in this trailer, that was like, oh my gosh. So I'm having so many flashbacks to the earlier seasons, and as Dash Star, whose reaction I will link below when I post this, he, like me, was really overcome. Only unlike me, he's actually met with the cast of Rebels. He knows some of them. He's friends with them. I'm not. Sad to say, I've never met any of the cast of Rebels. I've never talked to them. I would love to, though. That would be awesome. Especially Tia Sakar. She's so cool. But he's met. So for him, it really was kind of sad. I mean, it's sad for us because Rebels was just... It's hard to believe that on October 16th, which is a Monday, they are starting the final season of Rebels. And he started to cry. I wanted to cry. You guys saw that. I was trying very hard not to cry. I was laughing and crying. Actually, I was laughing so I wouldn't cry. It's so hard to believe that. you know, this is ending, you know, it's very hard, you know. I've been a Star Wars fan, but for a long time I moved away from Star Wars to things like Twilight and other stuff. And then Force Awakens started pulling me back in, and then I saw Rebels. And really, Rebels is kind of what brought me back to Star Wars. And not only brought me back, but encouraged me to seek out the Clone Wars and all this other great Star Wars stuff. So now I'm a hardcore Star Wars fan, which is not easy when you're dirt poor. But it's very sad, and Dave has already said they're already working on the next thing, and I'm crossing my fingers it has to do with the Old Republic. But yeah, it's gonna be sad. It's gonna be hard to say goodbye to this wonderful series, to all the stories they've told. And for a lot of us, it's like we know we will be saying goodbye to some of these characters, because Dave has proved that nothing is off the table. You know, there is no guarantee that these characters are going to make it. We know Hera's going to make it because she was in Rogue One. We know the Ghost is there, but who on the Ghost crew is still there? So it's sad. It's exciting at the same time. So I will probably cry at the first episode. I will probably bawl during the last episode. You know, I'm really glad to see that we're going to wrap up the Mandalore arc, what happens there, and then we're going to go back to Lothal. Because this really is, Rebels is really Ezra's story, and Lothal is his home planet, and he has promised to help. So it will be nice to go back to Lothal and get them free. So final season of Rebels is set to premiere Monday, October 16th. So we are just a few weeks away. And we are now officially at the end of summer. I know it's the end of summer in Midland because walking to get down here, I was on the main street where my house is, and they had city workers out pulling up the flower plants, I think they're petunias or something, that in like April and May, they plant along the edge of the road to make it seem more pretty, and they were tearing them up. Which means summer in Midland is over. Okay, I gotta put it down because they're coming. So yeah, summer is over, it's fall here. And the leaves are already starting to change color, which is awesome. And I think we're going up north to go look at the trees, I'm not sure. 1 minute. Morning. Walking is not done in Midland. I think that's what makes me so unique, because there's not a lot of people who, I think I'm pretty much the only one who does this in Midland right now, you know? Who actively will go out and vlog. But it's nice today because it's easier to do because school's back in session, so there aren't any kids running around, so it's very nice having that. It's a very quiet neighborhood right now, for the most part. But yeah, fall is starting. Last year we didn't do it. We didn't go up north to look at the trees. My mom really wants to. I was lucky because I went up to northern Michigan for a semester, and I actually went up there for the fall semester. So I was up there when the leaves were changing. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. I miss Marquette so freaking much. I am trying everything in my power. My main goal really is seriously to get a job and save up money so I can move back to Marquette. Because it is so pretty up there. And housing is really affordable. And I actually found, when I was thinking about moving back up there the first time, I found an apartment complex by the lake that their rent is actually cheaper than the rent I have. And I just love the fact that all the apartments that are looking up in big bold letters, they say snow removal, heating. I'm like, that's good to know. It is good to know because I'm moving up to a place I can see up to 112, that has seen up to 112 inches of snow. Don't call me crazy. When I tell people I want to move up to the UP, they're like, you're nuts. I'm like, how am I nuts? Tell me, how am I nuts? The UP is gorgeous, it's peaceful. And I talked about Marquette before, This is a college town. It is like the most quiet, sedate college town ever. And the reason is because the city literally built itself. You know, you go to some cities where there's a college, like, oh, it's a college town, like Brody. You don't really have that in Marquette because, like, unlike other places, the college isn't like off to itself in like one section or town with buildings spread out all over. It's a party day. Hi. Must be a party or a house showing. I know a lot of houses down the street are for sale. Welcome to the new America. But like here, Midland is a college town. But Northwood has its own campus and it's set back apart from the rest of the city. So it kind of feels alienated. Like the only way you know is to see all the college kids. But in Marquette, the college is actually located right in the middle of the city of Marquette. Like, there are private homes on this college campus. There is the city hospital is on the campus. The two college cafeterias for the students also double as restaurants for the locals. Like, locals will come in there and eat. The bookstore is also a mini mart for locals. Most of the events at the college are open to the local area, so it's literally in the center of town. Like, there's a bus stop, there's a main road running through it. So, and Marquette NMU is integrated into the city, so it doesn't feel like it's a college town, but it doesn't feel like a college town. But it's very cool because the year after I went, President Obama had just visited there, so it was awesome. It was cool. I was told about this very dark tradition that once a year someone will call in a bomb threat so that the student near the end of the year so that students get a day off. I'm like, that's a very dark tradition. Apparently the year before I went, it was like the bomb threat was someplace out in California, so it's a very weird. I like it. I miss Marquette. I can't wait to go back. So, hooray! But I think we're going to Mackinac Island so I can use more ferry tickets. I can use some of those 16 ferry tickets that I bought that I did not need in the end. So maybe Mackinac Island. That would be cool. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure because to see the trees you have to walk really far out, and I don't think my mom will be up for that. But either way, it'll be nice going to the UP or even that far north. I really miss it up there, so I'm ready. Anyway, on tap for today is just writing, relaxing. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's a squirrel. Hold on. Oh, there's a little baby squirrel and I missed it. I don't know if that should worry me or not that the squirrel is sitting there just munching away on an acorn. But I don't know, usually if we have a pretty warm summer, we have a pretty cold winter, so I'm hoping for snow. Aaron told me to take it back. I told him, no, never. I'm never taking back my wish for snow. think that's one of the biggest differences is he doesn't like snow. I love snow. So if he wants to move down south if there is no snow, I want to move up north. Like, my goal is I don't want to leave Michigan. I love it here too much. So on tap for today, like I said, is just waiting to hear back from jobs and videos and I don't know what else, but I got a pretty lazy day planned for this. I still have no calls for work, so hopefully I hear back from my job soon. That is much better. So I'm gonna get going for today. Lots of love, hugs, and prayers from this Michigan girl, and don't forget Rebels is coming, and yay! Plus SAD final season. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.